Hey everyone, welcome, welcome. I'm so excited to be with you tonight. And I'm so glad that you showed up. You have been handpicked, asked to be a guest of someone that's on this call or on our team. And just know that means that whether you're watching the recording later or you're on here right now, that means that someone believes in you and that they thought of you when they heard of this amazing call that we're doing. So I want to just tell you, this is a special moment. And we don't always get the access to this kind of call when two of the top leaders of the company come and join us. Like, we show up. I'm talking about people that have built with vision, heart, and grit, and have helped hundreds of people do the same. And how do I know this? Because I'm on their team. I've watched them along the way. So I want to invite you to lean in, let yourself imagine what's possible. Because if they can do it, so can you. And that's what I love about this opportunity. It actually chokes me up because it's like, we're here for a reason and you're here tonight. I'm so excited for you. So we're going to go ahead and start because I don't want to waste any time and taking away from what they're going to share because I know it's going to be absolute fire. So first off, we have Alita, who's been with Plexus for 10 years. She's at the top of the company. She just happens, I have done this business with her for 10 years and she is just amazing. She just actually won the One Plexus Award at our convention this just a couple weeks ago, which what does that mean? That just means she really has a heart for this company, the people that are in it, her team, and all across the board. So I'm so excited to introduce Miss Alita.
Okay, Lisa, get over here and introduce me everywhere we go. That would be great.
And I don't know why I called you Miss Alita.
I know. I'm like you haven't known me your whole life.
I
Like we
know.
haven't rocked babies in nursery together. Okay.
I know.
Well, thank you so much. So sweet, so kind, so generous. And literally, my promise was that when I hit diamond is I would never stop. And that was for me because I thought all the times that when I was first starting out and I would hop on a call similar to this and I'd hear a story and I'd think, if she can, why can't I? Maybe I can. So my hope is that you don't hear something that you think, wow, what a huge accomplishment or anything like that, but that you hear, if they can, so can I. And that maybe, just maybe, this is an opportunity for you. This is not a get rich quick. This is not overnight success. I have been doing this and in this industry for 10 years now, which is crazy. I am pregnant with our 10th child. Okay. More on that in a little bit. You'll hear a little bit why that is, but we're not a typical 10-person family. We don't live on a farm. We send our kids to school, and I have a full-time helper around the house who literally I could not live life without. I like to go to lunch with my girlfriends. I like to have help with all the kids. So I'm going to just be very authentic and very real with you. I started Plexus 10 years ago, extremely skeptical, thinking I just didn't know if it was going to be for me. I had ordered from other network marketing companies and had people say, you should share, you should share. And I never turned them down. I was like, I'll make some extra money. That's fine with me. I'll throw a party here and there. But I never ever caught the vision. And what I realized is that when my friend was sharing Plexus with me, is she was sharing the vision right from the very beginning. She was a diamond in the company. We are the most successful team in all of Plexus. We have diamonds underneath me. We have diamonds above me. We are literally a legacy, the top legacy team in Plexus. Plexus is debt free. That really spoke to me in a lot of ways because I had always had a heart to kind of live that lifestyle, and also just knowing that they can't be just shut down at any moment's notice. They are debt free. And Tarl and Alec are literally some of the best people that I know. Our founder, our CEO, Gene, they're just truly, truly amazing. We've gotten to spend a lot of time with them personally. And so I started Plexus thinking, I don't know about this. I don't know if this is going to be for me or not. And then I hopped on something similar to this, a call of some type. Back then, only 10 years ago, we didn't have Zoom. we had a conference call where they actually would just call in. I'm like, I've never done this before. And I hopped on and I listened and I just realized, wow, what are these possibilities? They're truly, truly incredible. To be able to bring in an extra stream of income for my family, to be able to stay home. And I really decided that this is something that I would be interested in looking at further. And so I took those steps. Started sharing with my friends, letting them know what was possible and what was the heart behind our team. And that was that everybody deserved to get healthy, and I didn't want anyone to have to pay for it. A lot of my friends were single income families, right? The husband worked, the mom stayed home, and we all had little kids, and we didn't have the extra income to just keep spending on all these products. Even though we loved it, right? It's what we wanted to do. I wanted to start a movement of you don't have to pay for your products. And so that is really where we started. We just started with like kind of moms on a mission to get extra income in our pockets, to maybe buy those shoes that we wanted, but to definitely buy the supplements that our gut health needed. After 1 month on our products, I quickly realized that I literally would have remortgaged my house to stay on these products. They really transform my health. And I was a homesteader back then. I taught cheese classes for extra money. I taught people how to can. I laugh thinking about this because this is like not who I am now, but we farmed, we gardened, we did all the things. And to really focus on what we're putting into our bodies matters. And I was obsessed with the Plexus products. Not only are they healthy for you, not only are they non-GMO, not only are they completely well sourced, which means they're not being sprayed with a ton of pesticides or organically sourced. Not only are all those things true, they also taste good. And if you've ever been in the supplement world for any length of time, you know that there's some concoctions out there that don't taste good. Okay. And so for me to be able to take something that I truly enjoyed, that felt like a little mocktail treat to me every day, literally was the best. So it was easy for me to share. And I want to share this from a total business perspective, is that this company, okay, is the best kept secret in our industry, in network marketing as a whole, but also just out there in the real big world, okay? Gut health is all the buzz. It is all the rage. People are not looking for quick weight loss anymore. They're looking for gut health. Now is the time to really start sharing about gut health, and that these products, we've been the OG and on the cutting edge of gut health for a long time, for 17 years. And so we're able to come in and share gut health in the way that is just amazing, with a 60-day money back guarantee at an absolutely phenomenal price point. A phenomenal price point. I have purchased supplements for years before I did Plexus, and I could not believe the price difference. Plus, you get the 60-day money back guarantee, and it comes with a referral opportunity. So not only are we in the age of social selling, where if you go on social media, you're going to have access to a lot more people. There's no door-to-door sales here, but you're going to also be hitting on things where people need gut health. People are spending money like crazy on gut health. Our new skin health care line, I was like, okay, I probably won't share a ton about it. Like, I'm not gonna, go into all the details, but I was trialing it since they started formulating it, and I've been using it, and I was absolutely blown away, because everything that comes through Plexus comes through the lens of gut health. Is this going to affect your microbiome? Is it going to help your microbiome in your gut? That is through the lens. And when you have come in at a price point under $130 for a skin healthcare line that is actually good for your gut and amazing for your skin. I'm actually not even wearing any face makeup right now. Like, it has literally blown my mind how amazing it is. And that's part of gut health, right? So essentially, I'm going to get to my story here, is that I started Plexus skeptical. And within a few months of doing Plexus, I ended up being suddenly widowed. I had 4 small children under 6. We had no life insurance. And I had to make a decision at that time to really go all in and make a difference for our family. And I was able to do that. 4 months after that, I was earning six figures a month, and it just kept going. We tripled our business during COVID, which was amazing. And we have just been so blessed. I was remarried. We've been remarried now for it'll be 6 years in November. And he had three children widowed. I had four children widowed, and we got married, blended our families, and now we're having our third together. Okay. So if you're tracking, that's 9 kids. I'm pregnant with 10. And it costs a lot of money to run a big family the way that we want to live our life. And you're going to hear from Megan. We love to spend money. We like money. And I think that a lot of women, especially, are afraid to talk about money. And I am not. We are not afraid to talk about money because money is a resource. And I love something that Megan always says is it's options, right? It gives us the options and the choices to choose. And so when I was going through the absolute worst time in my life, 4 months later, my mom would pass away from pancreatic cancer. My dad was shortly thereafter. I was literally widowed and orphaned all in the same year at 33 years old with four small children. And Plexus gave me a purpose. Plexus gave me a community. Plexus gave me a way to bring an income in and a way to really show my children what we can do when our backs are against the wall. I literally could tell you forever and ever how much I love Plexus because of what it has taught me, how I have grown, and how I have just who I've become in the process. But really, at the heart of it, it's that this company aligns with my purpose in life, which is to continue to make impact. It's not just about the money. And when you can do both, it's really, really amazing. It's like an amazing magical moment where it kind of collides together. Your purpose and your passion collide together. But what an amazing, extraordinary, once in a lifetime opportunity to come along and say, do you want community? Yes. Do you want to travel for free? Yeah. Would you like a bunch of baller money deposited in your account every month? Yes, I would. And would you like to help people feel better and also bring extra margin in for them? The answer is yes. The answer was yes for all of those things for me. And I'm not staying for the big paycheck and the fancy cars. I'm staying because of the impact that it has made on so many people, including myself and my family. And so I would just ask you tonight to just not go to bed without having your questions answered. Really ask yourself, what is my purpose? What is my passion? Where do I want to be in 5 years? Because if nothing changes, nothing changes. And so our heart for you is that you just hear something that clicks for you, that if it's the right fit, we're looking for the people who are looking for us. And we can't wait to help you get started on an amazing journey of building an incredible business. So now I get the honor of introducing Megan, who is like a little sister to me. She is a Diamond Senior Ruby ambassador and has four boys and is pregnant with her fifth. We clearly love to be pregnant at the same time. This is not our first rodeo. And so get ready to just hear and be inspired by Megan.
Well, thank you. I am so excited to be here with you guys tonight. So maybe you were listening to all of that and you were thinking, okay, that must be great for her, but I could never do that. Okay, I want to give you a little background on where I was when I got started on this because I did not have a business bone in my body when I got started with Plexus. In fact, when my husband and I got married, I very specifically said to him, honey, I will never work. I will never have a job. I want to stay at home and raise babies. And he was totally okay with that plan. And so that was working for a while until I was pregnant with our second baby. And I want you to picture this. I was 6 months pregnant. It was the week of my best friend's wedding. And my husband unexpectedly got laid off from a very nice six-figure job, okay, that we had just moved for. Our entire family had just moved for this. And that started a series of what I call unfortunate events. But something that I have learned in my life is that every time an obstacle has come up like that, on the other side of it has always been some of the very biggest blessings in our life. And so we took that opportunity And we ran with it. I was watching him struggle to provide for our family. And I realized that I never, ever wanted to be in that place again. A lot of you watch your husbands work really hard. They work long hours, but there is not enough money that is coming in. It's not for lack of working hard. It's just that you need an additional stream of income. And so we went from a really great paying job to our kids being on Medicaid, and we had $100,000 of student loan debt hanging over our heads. So there really was no light at the end of the tunnel in this situation. But Plexus gave us hope. We were able to see a bigger future. We were able to see something down the road and I thought maybe, just maybe, I could do this. I was willing to bet on myself. I was watching other stay-at-home moms, other moms who were making six figures from home from their phones. And I knew that they didn't have work experience either. And I thought, if they can do this, I can do this too. And so we decided to dive all in with this opportunity. And I didn't know how we were going to do it. I had no clue how we were going to get to the top of the company. I had no clue how we were going to grow by hundreds and thousands of people. But I just knew that if I was dedicated, if I was willing to learn, that I would be able to do it. And so we have all of these systems that are set up in place for you to help you be successful. Like Alita said, we are literally the most successful team that is in all of Plexus. And so we have certain things that we know work, right? And so, if you are willing to get out of your comfort zone, if you are willing to try something new, this might look very different from the opportunity that you were praying for. I can guarantee you that I did not think that our financial freedom was going to come through me and our family, right? I definitely thought it was going to be through my husband. And now, because of the opportunity that we had, we paid off that $100,000 of student loan debt in 15 months. And we have been able to risk on different business opportunities for my husband to be able to do the things that he wants to do because we had the extra money. And we didn't have that before. We didn't have options. And I will always say that money does not buy you happiness, but it does give you options to live life on your terms. We are literally living out our dream life. Okay. We have had multiple dream boards, right? We have crossed off everything off of 3 of our dream boards. Maybe you're sitting there and you're like, I've never even made a dream board. I don't even know what it would feel like to cross those off. I had never made a dream board before this either. I didn't even know what that looked like. When you are struggling financially and you are drowning in debt, you lose the ability to dream. And so all of the fun things that we had in mind when we first got married, those all went out the window because we were just trying to survive. I was couponing like a crazy person so that we could afford diapers and groceries. And I hate couponing. Okay. But I had to do it because that is what our family needed at the time. Okay. And so we just realized that we didn't want to struggle like that anymore. We wanted to revive those dreams that we once had. We wanted to be able to say yes to giving more abundantly. We have a ministry that we love that we were able to give in 1 year almost what my husband was making or we were able to give over that year what he was making when our kids were on Medicaid. Like, that's absolutely mind blowing that that's what we've been able to do. On a whim, we were able to say yes to a 10-year anniversary trip to Israel with no planning. Our friends called us 3 weeks before. They said, you're going to have to pay for everything. And do you want to come with us? And we said, yes, we could fully fund that. And I could tell you so many other stories about how we cash flowed the pool that we always wanted for our kids, how we built them, a dream playground and all of those things. It doesn't have to do with the tangible physical things, but it's about, we always wanted to be the house that our friends' kids came to. We wanted to be that place. And I can tell you that we always have extra kids at our house. It is the place that people want to go to. And so Plexus has been able to allow us to do that. And so maybe you're sitting here and you're listening to this tonight and you are tired of just living paycheck to paycheck, because it's really hard to give and to be an abundant giver when you can't even provide fully for your family. And so that was something that was near and dear to our heart, is that we wanted to help so many others. And through this, we've always said that we have done more ministry through Plexus than we did when we were elders in a church. I mean, it's amazing because you're meeting people where they're at. You are hearing about the fears that they need to overcome in order to run this business. You are doing life together with people. And I never could have imagined that we would be able to reach hundreds and thousands of people through this silly pink drink, through these gut health products that really do work. I go to the bathroom every day, you guys. That's huge. And if you've ever been pregnant, you know that that's like a really, really big thing. I don't crave sugar all the time. I'm not napping every afternoon. I mean, like I said, I always wanted to stay at home with my kids. I always wanted to be there for all the moments. But before Plexus, I was dozing off on the couch. I wasn't able to be the yes mom that I always wanted to be. And now I can say yes, not only physically, where I can get up and play with them and take them on all the things, but I can say yes to extravagant things. You know, all last year we took our kids to Hawaii with us. We took our kids to Punta Cana, and these are all trips that Plexus has paid for. We were not traveling and doing all of that before because we couldn't afford it. And so there are just so many different options of how Plexus has just been such a blessing to us. And so we have to share it with other people. And so if you're listening to this tonight and you're like, I want something different, I want to live a bigger life, I'm here to tell you that your dreams are possible. That is a phrase that I clung on to from the very beginning. And I truly believe that it was possible. So much so that I have it set as an alarm on my phone still to this day, 8 years later, because I truly believe that. And so it doesn't matter. You don't have to be realistic. I hate that phrase when people are like, oh, well, just be realistic with your dreams. No, like if your kid came to you and they said that they wanted to be an astronaut, would you say, hey, honey, you need to be a little bit more realistic? Like that's never going to happen. You would never, ever say that to your kids. But as an adult, all of a sudden you think that you can't run after dreams, that you can't have these big, audacious goals. But we're here as examples to show you that you can have both. You don't have to live in a world where it's either or. You get to live in a world where it's both and, where you get to be at home with your kids, but you also get to travel, where you get to show up to all of the events and you don't have to ask for time off. It is such a beautiful world that we live in, and it's possible for you too. It's not just possible for the few, it's possible for the many, but you have to be willing to step outside of your comfort zone and do something that you've never done. Because if you want something that you've never had, you have to be willing to do things that you've never done before. But you will never be alone in this. We are right here to partner alongside of you. We have the best, most positive, encouraging community that there is out there. And we are here to cheer you on every single step of the way as you run after your goals and your dreams. And so tonight, I want to make sure that you get back with the person who invited you to this call, whether you're listening to the recording or you are on live right now. I want you to get back with that person and I want you to tell them, I'm ready. I'm here for it. My dreams are possible. And like I said, you don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to know what you're doing. You just have to be willing to say yes. And you are truly one decision away from a completely different life. So thank you so much for jumping on tonight. We appreciate you guys being here. And we are so excited to watch you run after your dreams because we truly believe that they are possible.